It's great to see you. Oh, hold on 1 second. Woo. All right, so today our light is going to be all about shadows. So, to help us learn about shadows, I actually have a very special new friend. Hello. This is Pi. Pi just moved here from outer space. It's unfortunate that you're here during such an unfortunate, crazy time in Earth's history. Are you here to research this historical event? Okay, wonderful. So, this is my new friend, and actually, Pi, do you know what I did this morning? Okay, well, this morning, because I wanted to prepare for our lesson all about shadows, I went outside and I took a bunch of different pictures of shadows. Yes, and I'm sorry that I could not bring you with me. I just wanted to make sure that you were safe and sound. Okay, so do you think I should show all of the humans the pictures of shadows that I took? Okay, I'm going to do that. So, while I show you these pictures of the shadows that I took, I want you to please think, what are shadows and how do they form? So let me see. Here is, reflections. Here's one picture of shadows. Isn't that neat? Look at the way that the light is passing through all those little cracks in that bench, and look at where the sun is. I wonder why that shadow is forming. Oh, here's another one. So, do you think I should let the humans comment about the shadows and what they are noticing? Okay, I think that's a good idea too. So, friends, in the comment section, I want you to please think about the question and answer the question, what are shadows and how do they form? Sound good? Yes, I think it sounds good. Okay, let's show them another one. Choop. Ah, that was my tea that I had this morning. Isn't that interesting? The shadow's not even the same size as the cup. How is that happening? I don't know. So what are shadows and how do they form? Ah, see, I like this one because the sun is in it, so that is very helpful to help us realize why shadows are forming. And let me see. Should I also show them the baby bird that was in shadows? Okay, yes. There was also a mommy bird protecting her eggs this morning. Oh, look, she's doing such a good job. You can see her little head, and then her little body is in the shadows. Aw, she's doing such a good job. Good job, Mom. I'm glad you have a sunny day to sit on your eggs. All right, so for the next minute, please make sure that we are no longer saying hi. I'm sorry, I just saw the, actually, you could say hi, but then also please say, what are shadows and how do they form? Shadows form because the ray of light got blocked. Beautiful. And I am trying my best to read all of your comments. There are a lot. So if I miss you, it is nothing personal. I am trying to read all of them. The shadow forms because of the ray of light got blocked. Ooh, wonderful. Shadows form by having a reflection of light. Interesting. So think, which direction is the light being reflected and how is the light being blocked? Thank you, Joshua and Jacob. I saw that the light was on you and it made the shadow so that sometimes it would make it bigger or smaller. Ooh, wonderful, Alexa. I love that you're thinking about the size of those different shadows and how they can grow bigger and smaller. 10th, when light hits a solid object and it can't pass through it, it makes a shadow. Wonderful. Shadows form by light and they are made of light. Amara, interesting. Let me see. It looks like there is sun on the cup. The cup has a shadow. Thank you, Thea. Sasha, shadows form when photons hit a wall or something. Ooh, I love that we are pushing ourselves to think about the subatomic particles that make up light. Shadows form by the sun moving in different positions. Oh, thank you, Clementine. We are actually going to talk about that a little bit. Shadows form when light hit a non-transparent object. Ooh, I like that we know the word transparent. And the object absorbs the light, then it makes a shadow. Ooh, wonderful. So we are going to talk more, Gabby, about which colors are getting absorbed and which colors are being reflected or bounced back to our eyes. Shadow is made when light hits an object and it looks like light. Wonderful. Okay, I'm scrolling down and trying to get to all of your comments. Again, if I don't get to it, it's nothing personal. Shadows, each time an object gets in front of the sun, it forms a shadow. Wonderful. Shadows are a reflection of us. I think shadows form when a amount of light is bouncing off a part of you and making a black reflection of you. Thank you, Siantha. Okay, we'll read one more. I'm sorry that I'm not going into all of them. Shadows formed by an object that's rubber blocking the sunlight. Levi. Interesting. So you're thinking about rubber, the specific material? If not thinking about rubber, the specific material, Levi, I think you might mean the word opaque, which is an object we will be discussing today in our science question. Okay, should I tell them the science question? I think I should tell them the science question. Okay, our science question today is, what happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? So to understand this question, we need to understand what opaque means. Opaque means that light cannot pass through it at all. All of the light is either being absorbed or reflected back to our eyes. So for example, this pencil is opaque. Miss Cat is opaque. Pie is opaque. My science notebook is opaque. All of these things, we cannot see through them at all. Light cannot pass through them. They are opaque objects. So I am going to set a timer for 10 minutes for you to record your science question and your hypothesis in your science notebook. Please also, I forgot to remind you of this yesterday, please make sure that you are writing the date in the upper left-hand corner. So let me see. Alexa, please set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Wonderful. So if you finish your hypothesis early, please share it in the comments section so I can give you feedback on how you can make it even stronger. Remember, you should say your hypothesis and explain why you think that. I want it to sound like your own words, not Miss Cat's words. What happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? I'm going to keep this question up for about 20 more seconds before I start reviewing your comments. What happens when an opaque object, that means we can't see through it, crosses the path of light? Please don't forget to underline your heading. Please don't forget to write a colon and skip a line between your question and hypothesis, so those steps of the scientific method are made clear to your reader. What do you think? What do you think happens when opaque objects cross the path of light? Oh, interesting. Yes, but why do you think that? Oh, okay. Can you give me an example? So the other day you were. Yes, and then you saw. And the sun was. Yes, and the shadow was. Oh, interesting. I love that you're specifically talking about where the sun was and where the shadow was in relation to the opaque object pie. That's really strong. You are very welcome. What happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? Okay, I'm going to assume that everybody already has that. It is also in the comment section of this video. Until Alexa tells me we are done, I can now respond to the rest of your comments. Light can only go straight. Thank you for sharing that. A shadow forms when light is shining on one side. Oh, hold on. I am going to have you sit over here for just a second. Okay, so friends, please remember that we will get blocked just for the day, and it's nothing personal, if we are not on topic. So I know I was not looking at that for a second. Put it in the comments. Hold on one second. That one was a mistake. Okay. What is he saying? Oh, he does not speak English as his first language because he is from outer space. Oh, I'm sorry. And not a he or a she. They are non-binary. They're species. Like worms and like snails. No gender. Siani, that is off topic. You can't hear. Was this better? So please remember that if you are sharing any comments right now, it should be your full hypothesis. I want to make that clear. Please share your full hypothesis. If you think you're done, do not say done. Say, I need feedback. Charlie Duran, I predict that when an opaque object crosses the path of light, it will make a shadow. Beautiful. So Charlie, to get a 3 on your response, you should please share why you think that and give me a specific example. Thank you for sharing your hypothesis so you could ask for feedback instead of saying you are done, because you are never actually done. Gregory, instead of saying that you are done, please share your hypothesis so I can give you feedback on how to make it stronger, because we still have about 5 minutes. So the question is, what happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? I will write it one more time. What happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? Boop. Where we can have questions about pi, and it's not a he, you can say they. Where in outer space are they from? We will answer questions about pi at the end of the lesson after we finish. Oh yes, Pi, would you like to come and join me again? And let's see, Pi was getting a snack. Hello, Pi. I missed you. Yeah, you missed me too? But you just met me. That's like a lot to be that attached to me if you were just meeting me. Yes, I know. I have felt very connected, like through all the stars too. I think this relationship is meant to be. Let me see. Noah is done. Please share Noah's hypothesis so I can give him feedback on how to make it stronger. Boop. All right. What is an opaque object? Thank you, TJ, for asking me to clarify. Opaque means an object, means light cannot pass through it. So pi is opaque. Miss Cat is opaque. This phone is opaque. It means that it is not transparent, it is not translucent, it is not reflective, it is opaque. Okay, I know you all want to say hi to Pi. Please say hi to Pi at the end of class so that the comment section is exclusively hypotheses. That means that everyone will be able to read each other's hypotheses. I think we have about 2 more minutes. Okay, so Atalia, can you please type your hypothesis for me? Thank you for asking for feedback. I predict that when an opaque object crosses the path of light, light casts a shadow to copy the exact object. Wonderful. So Colin, that would be a level 2 response because you are not explaining why you think that. So I love that you are clearly telling me what you think. To get a 3, please tell me why you think that. You can use an example, or you can use what you already know about science. I predict shadows formed by an opaque object absorbing the light energy, and it makes a shadow. Wonderful. So Levi, same feedback as Colin. To bring your level 2 response to a 3, please tell me why you think that using a specific example. I predict that when an opaque object, thank you, Amara, for asking, crosses the path of light, it makes a black reflection of you, abuse the light bouncing off of you. Wonderful. So you have the same feedback as everyone else. To bring it from a 2 to a 3, please tell me why you think that. It can be as simple as just saying you have seen this before. I am going to, our hypothesis is up the chain. Good. I'm glad to hear that Luna has a strong hypothesis. I'm going to quickly read mine so everybody knows what I mean by providing a specific example to explain why you think that. After I read Nina's, because I want to catch up, I think the opaque object will form a shadow because light can't pass through. So there would be a spot where light can't pass, which is called a shadow. Beautiful. So Nina, that would be a level 3 response because you are explaining why you think that. Then to make it even stronger, please add a specific example. You can say, for example, I saw a shadow when, and then please describe the shadow. So here is my hypothesis, and you can see that it fills up the entire page, almost. I wrote, I predict that when an object crosses the path of light, a shadow will form in the shape of the opaque object. I think this because I have noticed my shadow on bright sunny days, and it is the same shape as me. I think the light from the sun travels straight down to earth, and when it is blocked by something opaque, like my body, the light cannot go through me, so there is no light on the other side. That is an example of a level 3 response because I am clearly saying what I think and why I think that using specific examples. I predict the opaque object blocks the light and then absorbs the light and creates a shadow the same shape as the object at Talia. Beautiful, Atalia. So give me an example to explain why you think that, just the way that I did. I said on a bright sunny day, I can clearly see my shadow on the opposite side of me from the sun. So that's telling the reader why you think that. I don't know, so I wrote what I knew about how light goes through a window, not a phone. Alexa, I admire your creativity. We will be specifically studying transparent objects next week. So for this week, we're just focusing on why we can see certain things. And we are trying to understand why we might see shadows or even more than one shadow. If you also think you are done and you want to make your response even stronger. Oh, that's Alexa. Okay, Alexa, stop. Okay, I was going to say to make your response even stronger, you could think about times when something has two shadows, but we will stop that for right now. So wonderful. So if I was not able to give you feedback, I apologize. I need to move on. Let me see. I will actually read just two more, and then we will move on, and I will tell you what the experiment is. For example, a rubber ball made a shadow. Beautiful, Levi. So tell me when it made a shadow. I predict that when an opaque object crosses the path of light, it creates a shadow. I think this because when my dad put a book in front of a flashlight, I couldn't see it. Beautiful, Ben. Thank you for your level 3 response that explains why you think that. TT says, I predict that when light hits an opaque object, it stops traveling and it bounces off the object. Then it forms a shadow. Shadows also need light like the sun. Wonderful. So TT, I do want you... It's very strong. It's almost a 3. I want you to specifically give me an example so I understand why you think that. Miss Cat, what will happen is everything is opaque. Even the air? Well, then light cannot pass through anything. Good question. What do you think? Okay, hold on, friends. Please do, also, if we are putting arbitrary comments that I need to black, that is going to take time away from everybody else. Or take time away from class. I think this because in science we made sculptures, wonderful, and used a finger flashlight. The light made the shadow the exact shape and size of the object. Thank you, that is so specific, Helen. Thank you for painting those pictures with words. Yoop. I predict you'll see the light on the object. Tell me why you think that to bring your response to a 3. Beautiful, Luna. Good example. I will bounce off because the object... Thank you, Blaze, for using the word because. Okay, wonderful. So, without further ado, I am going to explain to you what the experiment is today. I'm going to model it first, and then I will give you time to go on a shadow walk around your own apartment, choose what you are going to be drawing today, or what multiple objects you will be drawing today, and then I will be here to continue giving you feedback and hear what you are noticing. So, you need a flashlight. But actually, since this flashlight is not very bright, I'm going to use this as my object that I am shining my light on. So please take your flashlight, and I want you to please shine your flashlight on an object and notice the shadow. So I'm going to bring it at different angles. I'm going to see what the shadow looks like when the flashlight is directly overhead, when the flashlight is to the side, when the flashlight starts to move around my object. And now I am thinking, why is there a shadow? How is the shadow related to the position of the light source and the opaque object. If the light is on this side, what side will the shadow form on and why? If you want to push yourself even further, you can think, oh, why is the shadow changing size and changing shape? So if you finish that and you record your observations in the form of an observational drawing, you might want to see if you can make something with more than one shadow. So let me see, can I get a shadow from these guys that is visible for you? I've been struggling to find flashlights that are bright enough. Let me see. No, it's not bright enough. I was hoping it would be bright enough. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to leave that up to you. If you have more than one bright light that you can shine on something, see what happens. See if you are able to make two shadows and then record your observations. Everyone, for this experiment today, you are expected to complete at least 2 observational drawings. To get a 3, you can complete 3 or 4 observational drawings to get a 4 for your data. If, for whatever reason, you do not have a flashlight or you are just curious about alternative light sources, you can also use the light from the sun. And this is actually what I did to start my observational drawing. So I am going to shift us around to this side. Whoop. And whoop. Okay, because I have all of this bright sunny light coming through my window because it's such a nice, beautiful day. So this is the observational drawing that I started. I'm noticing that the sun is now somewhere over there. And I thought that my pencil jar would be nice and fun to draw. So because you could see all the points of the pencils, you could see all of the color, and then I'm noticing the shadow that I am seeing as a result. The sun is also a nice bright light, so it creates a lot of contrast. So I chose to draw that because I could see it really well. Also, I had to be curious about, I was very curious about these shadows as well because I can see that there's kind of this like square. Then you see the shadow from the pencils. And then this, I actually had to move my windows to figure that out. I need to kind of like, whoop, there we go. So that shadow is forming because of this windowsill, which means this other shadow must be because of this screen, which I'm not going to move around right now. So please, now you may go on a shadow walk around your apartment and you are going to record your observations in as much detail as possible. Now I have started mine and I'm going to be finishing mine. Ooh, need the light to adjust. So you can see first I drew my feelings jar. I drew all the pencils, I added the colors first, and then I had to go in and add these shadows. And actually I started this probably 30 minutes ago, so the earth has moved, so it appears that the sun has moved from our perspective. So actually before I could see some of the tips of the pencil, but then it was cut off by the shadow over here. So actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and shade in this entire section that's shadow. So this is the part that's illuminated by the light. And then all of that was in shadow. So I am going to continue shading all of that in. I'm going to label my drawing, and then I'm going to just write down anything else interesting that I've noticed. After I make this drawing, I'm going to make a second drawing. For that second drawing, I might try to find an object that has more than one shadow, or use flashlights to make something have more than one shadow. If you're lucky enough to have 3 or 4 flashlights, see if you can make something have 3 or 4 shadows and find something that is challenging and interesting to you to draw, writing down what you're noticing and drawing everything with as much detail as you possibly can. Let me see. Actually, I'm also noticing that my feelings jar has a shadow on this side, but then this side is more brightly lit. So I'm also going to go back to my drawing, adjust, And on this side, where it's in shadow, I'm going to add that shadow to my feeling star, and I'm going to do the same thing to my pencils. My pencils are illuminated on one side, and then shadow on the other side, and that's actually going to make my drawing start to look more 3D. So, please feel free now to explore your house on your own. Find something to draw, and then in the comments, please share what you are drawing. Don't forget to add your name, and please share anything else that you're noticing. I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes for you to complete your observational drawings, and I can answer any questions you might have about science, and I would love to hear your questions. Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
If you are done with your data, can you leave? I would like everyone to please stay for 20 minutes because then I will officially wrap up the lesson. For 20 minutes, we're going to review some of these things that I have on my anchor chart. And also your data should take no less than 20 minutes if you're really adding the level of detail that is expected to receive a 3. You're drawing pizza? Thermometer, Gregory, wonderful. When I move a pencil in the light, it got fatter. Why did that happen? Ooh, good question. What do you think? I'm glad you noticed that. A bamboo plant. That sounds really nice, Elise. Lots of things make shadows. Thank you for sharing that discovery. Pizza. I thought you meant pizza. Wonderful. I'm glad. What position is the pizza in to make a shadow? Is it the pizza box, or are you drawing an actual slice of pizza? You're drawing the shadow from a nerd's box. Wonderful, Veronica. I just drew a picture of what one object looks like with the flashlight at different points. Ooh, wonderful. That is I thank you for owning your own learning and going with your own interest. That sounds great. Miss Cat, could you repeat the instructions? Yes. So right now you are going to take the next 18 minutes now to complete minimum 2 observational drawings. So please make sure your drawing is labeled, and then please make sure that you are also writing down anything that you are noticing that you find interesting. That will help support you to have detailed evidence when we write our conclusions tomorrow. I am drawing a vase. Beautiful. Toy train. Wonderful. And then if you can choose to draw the same object but with the flashlight from different positions. You can choose to draw the same object but with flashlights from 2 positions, so you have 2 drawings. Or you can draw 2 completely different objects as long as you have a minimum of 2 observational drawings. You drew a pencil. Wonderful, Gabby. And then if you drew the pencil, maybe you want to draw what the pencil looks like with a shadow with the light source here, and maybe you want to draw the pencil with what it looks like with the light source here. You are going to eat sushi. Okay, so make sure you are simultaneously working and spending a minimum 20 minutes on your observational drawings to make sure that you're really spending time to notice details. When I shine my flashlight on my comb, eraser and bracelet. Wonderful, Izzy. I am drawing a 5-pound weight. I noticed the shadow is not the same color. Ooh, thank you for sharing that. I love that you're thinking about the color of shadows and the color of objects. A hairbrush. Beautiful. And then also, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this, but I'm curious to know if you're drawing something, are you using a flashlight or are you using the sun as the light source? A Post-it note stack. Wonderful. So I really want you to look at the details of the shadows, because actually, yeah, because this feelings chart too. For me to draw this accurately, I really need to notice specifically, because this is just kind of popping out and it's not a different color. So to make these look accurate and look like they look in real life, I need to pay very careful attention to where shadows are forming around these letters. So I'm noticing some shadows right here that I'm going to shade in. I'm going to shade in right here in my drawing. I'm going to shade in over here in my drawing, over here in my drawing, because I'm noticing this side is more illuminated and it looks more white. And then this side is a little bit darker. So if you think you're done, please go back and add more detail, really specifically looking at where those shadows are forming. You use the sun. Wonderful. Yes, you should draw a picture of a pencil with a shadow. Your hand. Wonderful. I drew a stuffed bunny. When the light was in one direction, the shadow was on the other side. Excellent. I'm very glad that you're noticing the position of the sun and the shadow. Hello, Miss Cat. Matthew just got here. Okay, sweetheart. So you should definitely go back and re-watch this lesson after we wrap up. But Matthew, we are all answering the question, what happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? It is in the description for this video. I need you to please write your question and your hypothesis. Or Matthew, since we are already 30 minutes into the lesson, you can wait until this is posted in its entirety so you can follow along with the rest of us. But it is up to you. You are using a lamp. Wonderful, Talia. That sounds great. Tanith drew an eraser and a napkin holder using a flashlight. Beautiful. When I put the flashlight at different angles, the shadow was darker or lighter. Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder why the shadow got darker or lighter at different angles. You should be thinking about the other lights around your house or around your apartment that are allowing you to see anything at all. My Starbucks cup and tablet. Excellent, Olivia. You are drawing a mug, a TV. The shadows are darker when the light is stronger. Thank you, Kaisuke, for noticing that. I noticed that too. That's personally why I prefer to use the sun, because the sun is so bright at this specific time. Which is another reason we are doing this at 1, because this is the time when the sun is the nicest to my apartment. I added a lot more details 5 minutes ago. Okay, beautiful. And then did you complete at least 2 drawings? If you completed 2 drawings, maybe complete a 3rd drawing. Or you can go back and spend some time in your notebook just making everything more beautiful. You can go over the word question, go over the word hypothesis. Maybe you want to draw an eye. That would be relevant. It's your science notebook, so please own your learning and make it beautiful. Why does a pencil look different in the dark? What do you think, Amara? Flashlight, my Nintendo Switch. I am done. Instead of saying I am done, saying what should I do if I think I am done? If you think you are done, you can make a 3rd drawing. You can go back, add even more detail to your other drawings. Please make sure you have labels. Please make sure you are also recording observations in words. For example, yesterday, or 2 days ago, you can see that I drew my picture in as much detail as possible, and then I also have a blurb for each one where I just put down a couple observations. That way when I write my data tomorrow, I can really focus on having a high level of detail in my writing. Okay, we have about, I would estimate about 5 minutes. Alexa, how much more time?
You have 11 minutes left on your 20-minute timer.
11 minutes. The question is, what happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? Thank you, Carissa. Wonderful, Carissa. I'm glad that you're noticing how the shadows are changing shape and size. I want you to think about why that is happening. That is what you'll have to push yourself to describe tomorrow. I know I'm not reading every single comment because there are so many, so I am trying my best, and know that if I missed you, it is nothing personal. Flashlight Nintendo Switch. Drawing a coffee mug. Thank you for Adani. Thank you for including your name, Adani. The sun is a light source. Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing that. What should I do if I think I'm done? Excellent. Thank you for asking. If you think you are done, since there are 11 whole minutes, please make a third observational drawing, or you can take a camera if you have access to one, and just like I took some pictures of shadows that interested me, you can now take 5 or 10 minutes to go around your apartment and take photos of shadows that interest you. The shadows make the object bigger. Ooh, wonderful. Is that 100% of the time or just sometimes? And if it's sometimes, when does the shadow look bigger and when does the shadow look smaller? Why is the shadow taller when the light is pointing to the right? Ooh, great question. I'm so glad you asked that. What do you think? Oh, no worry, Adani. I'm sorry that you're feeling sick. The videos are there for you to complete in your own time. So whenever you are feeling better and up to it, you can watch those videos on your own time and complete the lesson. Oh, I'm sorry for setting off your ALEXA. I wrote my abbreviations. Wonderful, Sasha. Thank you for doing that. Wonderful. So if the shadow is bigger than the object, I want you to think, where is the light source related to that object so that it looks bigger? Because actually, I'm thinking my shadows that I took this morning were very big. Let me see, and it's 2 o'clock now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the same locations and take some more photos, so I'm noticing how my shadow changed. Beautiful. Thank you, Ananda, for drawing a juice bottle and paper towels. Please make sure your drawing is labeled. Please make sure you are also recording observations with words. The light surrounds you, but in front of you is a shadow. Beautiful. And then where is the light source related to where your shadow is, Corey? Thank you, Siantha. So Siantha just said, I noticed that the shadow was on the opposite side of where the flashlight was. So I want you to think, ooh, why is the light source on the why is the light source on the opposite side of the object than the shadow? Think about how the light is traveling and what matter allows the light to pass through and what matter does not allow the light energy to pass through. How do you get rid of a spider that's moving? Adani, you should keep it and name it. Would be my advice. Especially if it is a small one that will not bite you. I would find a little cage for it, or you can pick it up and put it in a cup and you can let it go outside. Spiders are also great because they eat flies. Ooh, thank you for asking that. Why do your fingers turn red/orange when you put your fingers on a phone flashlight? What do you think? Think about that as actually related to what we were talking about yesterday. That's a good observation. I'm going to do that as well. Because think if there is the maximum amount of light energy traveling from your phone to your finger, it's really going to illuminate the whole color. So I want you to think, what is inside of my finger circulating around my body all of the time? What color is that thing? So why do you think your finger looks red/orange when you put the flashlight right against it? Thank you for noticing that. That's a great observation. Can we leave when we're done? Gabby, if you are done, please just wait 5 more minutes because I'm going to have us wrap up the lesson. So if you want to set a timer and come back though, actually no. I would continue to make observations around your house and really push yourself to see if you can notice anything else. Shadows make a source look bigger. Isla. Ooh. Thank you, Isla. So when are the shadows making that source look bigger? And do shadows always make sources or the objects look bigger? Because sometimes it looks bigger, but at some points during the day, I notice that my shadow makes it look like I am in preschool. Like I am a little child. And at other points in the day, I look like I am a giant. Ooh, it's because the blood is being shown in the flashlight. Thank you, Blaze, for making that connection. There is blood in your finger. Yes. And so if we have more light energy shining on your finger, then you can see all of the blood that is inside your finger. Okay, so I am seeing that most of us are wrapping up. So let me ask Alexa how much time is left. Alexa, how much time is left?
You have 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, wonderful. So, Mom said I can't take any more pictures. Okay, that's fine. We're going to wrap up then. So please feel free to continue to share your observations. But I just wanted to show you over here that our goal this week and next week is to start coming up with a set of rules about lights. So I made the first one for us, but then tomorrow I want us to start adding our own rules about light that we will start collecting here on my word wall. So for rule number 1 from yesterday's experiment, I wrote, objects can only be seen when light is shining on them. That is a rule of our universe that I believe is true 100% of the time. So while you are preparing for your conclusions tomorrow, I want you to think, based on our observations from this entire week from both experiments, what other rules could we add to our word wall? So, if you are wrapping up, at this point, you can leave and I will see you tomorrow, or if you would like to stay and continue to share things that you're noticing and share potential rules that we could add to our word wall, I will be here for another 15 minutes to support you. Actually, I'm going to switch over here with Pi so you can see me better. Hi, Pi. You're my best friend. I'm so glad that you understand me. You don't understand the experiment. So for the experiment, you're simply just taking a flashlight or the sun and you're finding a shadow and you are drawing that shadow so we can answer the question, what happens when an opaque object crosses the path of light? Isla, maybe shadows look bigger when there's more light shining down on it. But then what do you mean by more light? How would the sun have more light shining down on it? To answer that question, you also have to think about, so the sun stays in the same place, but then the earth is slowly turning throughout the day, so it appears the sun is moving. So how would that affect the length, size, and shape of our shadows? Because of the angle. Thank you, Olivia. I think you're on the right track. I want us to say more. Wonderful, Colin. Yes, I think your fingers turn that color when you put it on a flashlight because of the blood inside your finger. There is red blood inside our finger, so that's why when you place your finger on a flashlight, it appears red. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. I will see you tomorrow. The desk has a shadow. Ooh, wonderful. Hold on one second. Hello? I'm on with you. I think so, maybe. Is she here to pick something up or drop something off? Yes, I'm sure that Kyle is expecting her. Yeah, you can tell her to come up. Okay. Bye. Kyle, you have somebody coming up for gear? Sorry about that. They said, is somebody coming to pick up gear?
They're getting drop-off gear.
Okay, wonderful. They're on their way.
Cool, thank you.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Yes, now you can say hi to Pi. We are done with the lesson. I have nothing else to teach, so if you want to go off topic now, that is fine. Pi says hi. That means hi in alien. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, Gabby. Bye, Colin. Bye, Tava. Pi is an alien. Pi is an alien from outer space. They came to visit, and they are going to help us learn about science. And they also want to learn all about science. Stop, Alexa. Is there a class tomorrow? Yes, there is class tomorrow. Because we need to write our conclusions. We are in class 4 times a week. You can choose to join up live, or you can choose to watch it after the fact. You also have the lesson plan, so if you do not want to do either, that is fine as long as you are completing the work and submitting it to me by Friday. Bye, Levi. Alexa, stop. Bye, bye, bye. Pi says bye. Or wait. Oh, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Santa. You're welcome for teaching you. Goodbye, Noah. Goodbye, Ananda. Bye, Stephanie. Oh, Pi just says hi to Corey. That means hi. What do you want to have for lunch? Do you want to get lunch after this? Do you want to come to the grocery store with me?
You talking to me?
No, sorry, I'm talking to Pi. Yes, I think maybe do you want to take the pictures with me? Maybe we can get your shadow. That would be pretty cool. That was Pi saying goodbye to Olivia. Goodbye. I don't know who you are because you didn't have your name and I don't have a mark. But goodbye. Ooh. I'm glad, Adani, I'm glad you're making a question page. That's a great idea. Ooh. Your question page is also your Eureka page. On your Eureka page, you can write any questions that you are continuing to have about the physics of light. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Titi. Oh, thank you, Preston. I'm glad you're enjoying my lessons. Big Miss Cat. What? Pi is saying hi. Oh. Pi says bye, Santa. This is so great. Everybody wants to say goodbye to you. I think they like you. Let's see. What time is it? All right. I will hang out for 9 more minutes. Is Pi going to take over the world? Pi, are you going to take over the world? Oh man, Sasha, she didn't answer. They didn't answer. Sorry. They didn't answer. I don't know what that means. Pi, are you going to take over the world? Okay, if you take over the world, would you be a force for good or a force for evil? Do you just not trust the humans with the world anymore? That means no comment in Alien. I don't know. Bye, Corey. Bye, Izzy. What does Pi eat? Pi, what do you eat? Ew. Really? No way. Really? With that? But doesn't that upset your stomach? Gosh, I can't tell you. You know what? I think it would be too graphic, so I'm not going to tell you what Pi just told me. I don't know. Pi, can you also eat crepes? I really want to make crepes, actually, today. You will try? You've never had crepes? Okay, great. Do you like sweet crepes or savory crepes? Hi, Nina. Goodbye, Leah. Pi is very likable. Good. I'm glad you think Pi is very likable. I think she is too. He, they, sorry. It's so hard for me to remember to say they for Pi. Because you don't have a gender, right? You're not a boy or a girl. Your species is like snails. Do you have two parents, does that mean? Oh, really? Okay, so Pi only has one parent. Everyone in her species is a clone. You're all clones of each other? So do all of the other aliens of your species look exactly like you? Oh, so I guess you like perfected the formula. That is so cool. So is there a planet where there's just millions and millions of you? Huh? Oh no. Are you maybe the last of your species? Oh no. So Pi, are you going to create clones of yourself and then take over the world with Pi clones? What about Tech Friday? I am going to send out instructions about Tech Friday today. We are going to be making projectors. You will need a box. If you are very, very curious, you can Google pinhole projector. You're welcome, Caleb and Naomi. I will see you tomorrow. All right, Pi, we have 6 minutes. In case children have any questions. Do you want to see my other book about aliens? Here, hold on. I have another book about aliens. I think you're going to love it. So, Pi, you're going to be like the aliens in this book. Coming for you, Pi. Oh, no. Isla says she's coming for you. I don't know if that's in a good way or a bad way. I think it's a good way. So, here, look, I have this book. It is called Strange Planet, and in its comics, all about aliens doing human things, which is what you will be doing, because you are going to be doing human things with us. Tech Friday. So every Friday we do a tech activity. For those of us who consistently have me on Fridays. So I'm going to be sending out an optional STEM activity that you can do with your children, or just give them the materials. They should be able to do it fairly independently. For Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you do not need to do it on Friday. But I figure that we have a lot of time in our apartment, so that is just an optional activity that you can do that I just think will be fun. Oh, hi, Saul. I haven't seen you yet. I'm sad. I want more school. Chant for more school. I know. Oh, anyway. I was going to read this book, right? 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 Hold on. Let me find a simpler one. Okay. So here with this comment. See, it's aliens doing human things. So the grown-up one says, pick one you want to stab. And then says, good selection, perfect for stabbing. The child says, why do we stab it? The adult says, to give it facial features like us. The child says, can we put fire inside of it? And the grown-up says, okay, but only a small one. Oh, yes. Yes, that is one thing that we do. Yes, every October we pick out pumpkins and then we stab the pumpkins so that they have facial features like us, and then we put fire inside of them. I know, it sounds crazy when you describe it that way, but that is what we do annually. This one, okay, so then the one alien says to the other alien, whoa, Alexa, you look damaged. And then the other one says, I was exposed to the nearest star. The other one says, jealous. And then the first one says, I feel more attractive. And then one other one says, honestly, you are. And the one says, it's the star damage. And then the next one says, I crave star damage. Yes, I know, it is very weird how also humans, we like to sit out where the sun can shine down on us, and after a while we get this thing that we call sunburn, and it is the star that is closest to us damaging our skin. But we find that attractive when our skin changes color slightly sometimes after our star damage. It's a really silly thing that we do. Yes, I know, humans are weird. Yes, Pi is an alien, obviously. That is why she could not speak English as her first language. You're hungry? Yes, I have my lunchtime after this. Is it story time or what? You know what? This is Miss Cat is hanging out because she misses you time. And yes, I read some stories. But I'm going to go at 2. She made you actual pie? Pie, are you named Pie like the food or Pie like the number? Yes, because, well, it's spelled, the way you spell it is P-I-E. So that means that it's the food. No? No, you don't want to be named after the food? You want to be named after the number, like 3.14? Okay, yes, but on your birth certificate, Pie, it's spelled P-I-E. That means the food, not the number. Okay, so you're saying because English is not your first language on your birth certificate, it's accidentally spelled P-I-E, but you meant to put P-I? So your name is Pie, P-I-E, like the food. You meant to put, like, the number. Okay, yeah, so I'm sorry. So then your name is Pie like the food, because once it goes on your birth certificate, then you can't change it. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so you are Pie like the food, even though you wanted it to be, like, the cool number. Yes, I know. Well, that is the reality of the situation. I think it's, like, a whole hurdle to change your name on your birth certificate, so you are stuck with being named after a food. But it's a delicious food. Everyone loves pie. So it's not really a bad thing. Okay, let me see. All right, Pie, it is 2. Do you want to go take some pictures of shadows and make lunch? Okay. All right, friends. So, without further ado, me and Pie are going to go take some more pictures of shadows and go to the grocery store and go make some food. So I will see you all here tomorrow again at 1. And don't forget that Miss Moore has her lessons now on the ICS Specials Instagram account at 12. So you could take your art lesson right before your science lesson. I can't wait to see all of you tomorrow. Goodbye. I keep saying her for Pie. I know, I'm sorry. They. No gender. You have a face and everything, so it's hard. Okay. Goodbye.